Rise and shine, Rabbit! You're burning daylight!
You're groaning about being woken up now, but we could have woken you up even earlier. We were actually being nice and letting you sleep in, and this is the attitude we get?
It's just after sunrise. There's actually light out. If we weren't acting out of the kindness of our hearts, we would have woken you up well before the sun was even out. So we think we deserve an apology for the attitude.
And a show of gratitude for our kindness.
Well, go on. On your knees, rabbits.
Or did you want a morning scorch from Nair and Ness?
We were kidding, but you're quite the sight. Off your knees and into these, Rabbit.
And that's what you're wearing today.
You look confused. Did you need help putting it on?
Because we're all about giving out helping hands.
No.
Suit yourself. Literally.
What do you think it's for, Rabbit? Take a look at what we're wearing and what we just tossed you. It's your gear. You can't expect us to train you in what you're wearing, can you?
Not only will what you're wearing bring down the whole edgy aesthetic we're going for, it doesn't look fireproof.
Or even claw-proof.
Oh, we measured you in your sleep. They should fit fine.
You're a heavy sleeper. Did you know that?
You can't expect us to believe that you have clothes that actually would suit your new life, can you?
And you wonder why you're still sitting nice and cozy in this cage. It's because of this very reason. You wanting to go back to the life you once had, even just to pick up what once was yours.
You're still holding on when you shouldn't be.
This is what you wanted, right? To be a dragon tamer?
Dragon taming isn't a part-time job, Rabbit.
It isn't even a full-time job.
It's a lifestyle. We're doing this as part of your training.
We all had to go through it.
Well, we weren't kept in a cage, but we did hate getting up in the morning, if that counts for anything.
It really is your fault. You did hesitate when we said we were going to keep you. You should have been a good eager rabbit and said yes, ma'am, and yes, sir. But no.
So the cage it is. You're lucky that we're not treating you like your namesake. You'd be sleeping on a bed of hay, but instead you've got actual pillows and blankets.
And we're feeding you more than just celery and lettuce.
Really, Vesta, we truly are the pinnacle of all that is kind and gracious.
I agree. Enough talk. The dragons are waiting. If you aren't up and out by the time we get bored of waiting, we will come after you with a more aggressive wake-up call.
We do have potions from the apothecary that we have yet to try out.
Get to hopping, Rabbit!
Welcome to the first day of dragon taming training.
We will be your humble teachers, giving you various tests throughout today to see where your skill level is physically and mentally.
We need to see what we're really working with. While you have the obvious fire to be a dragon tamer, that isn't all there is to us.
Being a dragon tamer takes work. You can't just have a fire and not know how to control it. That's the quickest way to become a nice, crisp meal for our scaled friends here.
So essentially, we're teaching you how to use your fire. And that's our job. It's your job to keep the fire lit. Meaning, you can't give up on us, no matter how hard it is.
And it will be hard. You don't get to be the best of the best by sitting around stalking other dragon tamers.
Get ready to hate your life.
And love it at the same time. Class is in session.
Out of the two of us, Vesta is the sharper shooter on the bow and arrow.
Aw, Vulcan, you flatter me. While I have accuracy, Vulcan has strength. It's what makes us a good team. What we've noticed about you is that you have stealth, which will be an advantage when it comes to dragon taming.
If you can get your hands on a hothead before they start throwing a fit, it will make the catch smooth and easy.
However, if all you have is stealth, then you're out of luck. You're going to need to build up your accuracy and strength when it comes to the array of weapons we typically have on us. We'll start you off with the bow and arrow.
Long-range weapons are the easiest to use, but the hardest to aim with. They're the ones that we use the most often since you want to keep your distance from a hothead, especially if they're stomping around like toddlers.
Once you get comfy with the bow and arrow, we'll move on to closer range weapons and get you front and center of a hothead.
But since we prefer you as you are and not a pile of ash under our boots, when we start taking you out on jobs, you're going to be hiding out and stocked with Vesta's specialized arrows.
Cooling arrows, heating arrows, and sleeping arrows are the main 3 I always have on me. Cooling arrows are to slow down hotheads that come from hotter terrains, while the heating arrows slow down the hotheads that come from cooler terrains. Sleeping arrows are only used for the particularly nasty hotheads that don't know how to play nice.
With that being said, we'll start you off with regular arrows, and a big target before moving the target or moving you to get your accuracy down. You'll be shooting from different distances, heights, and positions.
Let us know when your shoulder feels like it'll come out of its socket, and then we can take a break. Your hands took quite the beating.
We're impressed that you stuck through with the training for this long. We were half expecting that you would call it quits halfway through, and we'd have to motivate you with the help of Nair and Ness.
We're less impressed that you didn't tell us that your hands were practically falling apart. We may need to adjust your equipment and technique if you're doing this much damage to yourself.
If it counts for anything, you've picked up on everything quickly, and once you've given your hands some rest, it should be easy to get back into it and improve from there.
Since your hands are useless at the moment, we'll move on to something different. Nair, Ness, we're happy you two could join us.
We're going to be taking our rabbit here for a ride around the mountains.
Rabbit, you're going to be taking Ness while Vulcan and I take Nair. Scared, Rabbit? Good.
It's healthy to have a little fear, but you don't need to have any. Ness is a steady flyer and follows Nair, so as long as you're just holding on for your dear life, you should be completely fine.
We're going to be right beside you anyway. We aren't going to let you fly completely alone, but you've shown us that we've been babying you. You're capable of a lot more than we thought.
With that being said,
saddle up! See, was that so bad? We told you that you had nothing to be afraid of. You look great with a dragon.
You're a natural at flying.
Well, Ness is. Which reminds us,
now that you've calmed down,
we'll give you one last test for today. A flying test. Ness, give us a spin.
Try flapping your arms, Rabbit. You might fall slower.
That's quite the fall. Do you think there are sharp rocks down there, Vulcan?
Most likely. A fall from this height would be fatal. It looks like you're in trouble, Rabbit.
We're lucky to have a dragon, aren't we? And you're lucky to have us. Taming grounds, sweet taming grounds. We can't tell if you're shaking from the near-death experience or the cooling night air.
I'd wager both.
You didn't think we were actually going to let you die, did you? After all we've taught you?
We wouldn't sabotage an upcoming dragon tamer prodigy, especially one that we'll take the credit of making.
Not to mention, we wouldn't kill the only other person that Nair and Ness like. You're special. You're ours. We take care of what's ours.
Then why did we do what we did?
Because we thought it'd be funny, and it was. Or, if you aren't happy with that answer, think of it as a test to see if you had a fear of heights.
Or rather, a fear of falling.
Because if you did, you'd have to get over it, since you'd be in the air more often than you'd be on the ground. We were helping you. You can thank us later.
Good job, twins. You can go get dinner.
Here's the key to the good stuff. You know who to go to. Don't take advantage of them now. If you clean us out of the big game, you two are ruining it for yourselves too. Now go. Where do you think you're going?
We did say that was our last test for today.
But just because class is out doesn't mean we don't have any after-school activities for you. We aren't done with you yet.